Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we've got a real treat for all you coin collectors and sellers out there. If you're someone who's ever wondered if that old penny sitting in your jar could be worth a small fortune, stick around, because we're diving into one of the most valuable pennies that most people overlook, the 1951 NO Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. And guess what? This little coin could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.9 million. Let's jump into the history, rarity, and how you could turn your own 1951 penny into big bucks. Ready? Let's go! Alright, let's start with the basics. What exactly is the 1951 NO Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny, and why is it so valuable? The 1951 penny is part of the iconic Lincoln series, which has been in circulation since 1909. It's made of copper, just like the pennies you're familiar with today. But here's where things get interesting. Typically, every coin minted by the US Mint will have a mint mark to show where it was produced, a D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and no mint mark for Philadelphia. But in 1951, something strange happened with the Philly Mint. Some of the 1951 pennies were released without a mint mark. That's right, the 1951 NO Mint Mark penny. This was not the norm, and it made this coin very unique. But just how rare is it? Here's where the value starts to add up. Most of the 1951 pennies came with either a D or S mint mark. The 1951 NO Mint Mark penny, however, is much less common. It's believed that only a small number were actually minted, and most of them were likely released into circulation and then melted down over time. So, when you find one of these bad boys in good condition, you're looking at a serious rarity. According to experts, there are about 1.2 billion 1951 D pennies and 155 million 1951 S pennies. In contrast, the number of 1951 NO Mint Mark pennies is believed to be far lower. Some experts estimate only a few thousand of these coins might still exist in uncirculated condition, making them incredibly rare and highly desirable for collectors. Now let's talk money. How much is this penny worth? If you've got one in your pocket, you might be sitting on a gold mine. So, how did a 1951 penny end up being valued at $1.9 million? In recent years, a rare 1951 NO Mint Mark penny in mint condition, graded MS-67 by the Professional Coin Grading Service, or PCGS, sold for an astonishing $1.9 million at auction. This was a record sale, and it set the coin world buzzing. Now, don't expect to find one of these every day, but even if yours is in lesser condition, you might still be looking at thousands of dollars in value. So, how can you tell if your 1951 penny is a no mint mark and worth big bucks? Let's go over the key features you need to look for when identifying your coin. First, flip your penny over and check the obverse. This is where you'll find President Lincoln's profile. If there's no mint mark next to the date, right under the one in 1951, then you've got a potential gold mine on your hands. Next, make sure the coin is in decent condition. The grading scale goes from poor to mint state, with grades like MS-60 or MS-70 being the highest. Coins that are in excellent condition, with sharp details and minimal wear, will fetch the highest prices. So, let's say you've got your hands on a 1951 NO Mint Mark penny. Now what? If you're looking to sell, there are a few options available to you. You can sell through online auction sites like eBay, where collectors from around the world are always on the lookout for rare coins. But there's also the option to go through a professional grading service, like PCGS or NGC, which can help increase the credibility and price of your coin. Make sure you get your coin professionally graded first. A coin graded by a reputable service will help you get the best price possible. If you want to sell it quickly, there are also online marketplaces specifically for rare coins, where collectors are eager to pay top dollar. Remember, the market for rare coins can be unpredictable, but selling online gives you access to a huge community of buyers. Whether you're just getting started in selling your old coins or you're an experienced seller, sites like eBay or even specialized coin marketplaces are great places to connect with buyers looking for rare pieces like the 1951 NO Mint Mark penny. So there you have it, folks. The 1951 NO Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is a rare and valuable find, with some in mint condition selling for up to $1.9 million at auction. If you're lucky enough to have one of these rare pennies in your collection, you might be closer to a small fortune than you think. Be sure to get it professionally graded to see exactly how much it's worth. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more coin tips and valuable coin news. If you have a 1951 and mint mark penny, or any other rare coins, drop a comment below and tell us about it. Maybe you've got a hidden treasure of your own. 1960 D Lincoln 1-cent penny, and believe it or not, this small coin could be worth a staggering $1.7 million. Yes, you heard that right, millions. Stick with us as we uncover the fascinating story behind this coin, its value, and how you can cash in if you have one sitting in your collection. Let's get started. Before we get into the jaw-dropping value of the 1960 D Lincoln penny, let's first look at its history. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909, honoring Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. Over the years, it's become one of the most iconic coins in American history. But today, we're focusing on a specific minting year, the 1960 D, which is known for its unique features. The D mint mark on this coin tells us that it was struck at the Denver Mint, which was one of the primary facilities where U.S. coins were made in 1960. The coin features the famous image of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. On the reverse side, it has the wheat ears design, one of the last years before it transitioned to the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. So, why is the 1960 D Lincoln penny worth so much? The secret lies in a rare error coin that occurred during production. While most 1960 D pennies are worth only a few cents, some rare variants have caused numismatists to go crazy. There was a specific error in the minting process, where the die used to strike the coins wasn't aligned properly, causing the coin to have a doubled die, meaning the image of Lincoln and the lettering was doubled or slightly shifted. This error is known as the 1960 D double die penny, and it's incredibly rare. It's not just the mint mark that's doubled, but you'll notice that the word Liberty and the year 1960 also have a noticeable doubling. And these little imperfections, this double die error, are what make the coin so valuable. Coins like these have been sold at auctions for over $1.7 million. Now, how do you spot a 1960 D double die penny in your collection? Great question. Identifying this rare error is key if you want to sell it for top dollar. Here are some things to look for. First, take a close look at the date 1960 on the obverse of the coin. If the digits appear doubled or split, especially in the top of the 1 or the 9, you might be looking at a double die coin. Similarly, check the word Liberty on the front of the coin. If you notice doubling in the letters, particularly in the L and I, then you've probably got a rare one. Another tip: examine the "In God We Trust" slogan above Lincoln's head. If it's doubled, then it's definitely worth further inspection. Of course, the best way to ensure you've found a genuine 1960 D double die coin is to consult with a professional numismatist or take it to a certified coin grading service like PCGS or ncaa. Getting your coin professionally graded can significantly increase its value. So, let's talk about the market value of these error coins. The 1960 D double die Lincoln penny's value can vary depending on its condition, but we've seen coins in mint state fetch record-breaking prices at auctions. In the past few years, some of the highest quality 1960 D double die pennies have been sold for over $1.7 million. That's right, what was once just pocket change is now worth a fortune. And this is a trend that could continue, especially as more collectors learn about the rarity of this coin. If you're someone who's looking to sell your old coins online, the 1960 D double die could be your ticket to a huge payout. But even if you don't have one of these million-dollar pennies, don't worry. Coins from the 1960s are still very collectible and can fetch a premium depending on their condition and rarity. Now, let's talk about how to sell your rare coins online. Whether you've got a 1960 D double die penny or just some old change lying around, there are several platforms where you can sell coins for top dollar. Some of the best places to list your coins include eBay, heritage auctions, and even specialized numismatic websites. On eBay, make sure to take high-quality photos of your coin. Highlight the features that make it special, such as the mint mark or any doubling that stands out. Be sure to accurately describe the condition of the coin and consider getting it graded to increase its appeal to collectors. Another great option is to use a professional auction house, especially if you think your coin is worth a significant amount of money. They can help you with the listing process and ensure that your coin is seen by serious collectors who are willing to pay top dollar. To wrap up, if you've got a 1960 Lincoln penny, it might just be worth far more than you think. Keep an eye out for that double die error, and if you find one, don't hesitate to get it checked by a professional. And if you're looking to sell, there are plenty of online platforms to help you turn your collection into cash. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more coin-related content. Have any rare coins of your own? Drop a comment below and let us know what you've found. 1969 Lincoln penny, a coin that could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.5 million if you have the right one. That's right, this humble penny could be hiding in your coin jar right now, so you definitely don't want to miss this one. Before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on more valuable coin tips and coin hunting advice. Now let's jump right into it. So, what's so special about the 1969 Lincoln penny? At first glance, it might look like just another penny. But there's a rare variety of this coin that has captivated numismatists and collectors for decades. If you've heard about it, you know it's a big deal. So what makes the 1969 so valuable? In the late 1960s, the U.S. Mint made several changes in the way they produced coins. The 1969 was struck in Denver, which is why it has the D mint mark on the obverse, front, side of the coin, next to Abraham Lincoln's shoulder. But that's not the whole story. Here's where it gets interesting. The 1969 penny gained fame because of a double die error that occurred during the minting process. This means that the die used to strike the coin malfunctioned, causing a double image of Abraham Lincoln, the date, and other parts of the design to appear on the coin. It's a clear mistake, but that mistake is exactly why this coin can fetch up to $1.5 million in pristine condition. But how do you spot this rare double die penny? It's not as easy as just looking at any old 1969 penny. Let's talk about how you can identify one. Okay, so you've got your 1969 penny and you're wondering if it's one of those $1 million coins. Here's what you need to look for. Take a close look at the date, the 1969 on the penny. A double die penny will show a clear doubling of the numbers in the date. You'll see a kind of shadowed image next to the original numbers, especially on the 9 and 6 in the year. The double die error also affects the wording on the coin. Both the Liberty and In God We Trust will show signs of doubling. Look closely at the letters, especially in the areas where the letters are closer together. If you see any shadows or secondary outlines of the letters, that's a sign of the double die. Check the mint mark too. The D on the obverse may show some doubling or a slight distortion. If it's bold, clear, and looks normal, that's fine, but if there's a secondary D or shadow, that's a rare find. These key features are what you'll need to confirm whether your 1969 penny is worth big money. So, let's say you've found this incredibly rare 1969 double die penny in your collection. What do you do next? First, don't just assume it's worth millions. A lot depends on the coin's condition. Coins are graded based on their condition, and the higher the grade, the more valuable your coin will be. If you think you've found a double die penny, you'll want to send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They will inspect the coin, assign it a grade, and issue a certification. The higher the grade, the higher the value. Once you have your coin graded, it's time to sell. You can either list it on auction sites like eBay, or look for professional coin buyers and dealers who specialize in rare and high-value coins. Some people even choose to sell through coin forums or Facebook groups to find collectors who are actively hunting for this specific era coin. With a coin like this, you might find offers ranging from a few $1,000s to over $1 million. Always make sure to get an appraisal before agreeing to any deals, and remember, the market fluctuates, so patience is key. For those of you who are just getting started with selling coins online, you're probably wondering where to sell. Here are a few options. One of the biggest platforms for selling rare coins. Create a listing, upload high-quality images of the coin, and let collectors bid on it. Make sure to list all the details, including the mint mark, the condition, and any errors. This is a professional auction house that specializes in rare coins. You can submit your coin for an auction, and they'll take care of everything from the appraisal to the sale. These platforms can help you find verified dealers who are willing to buy coins, especially rare ones like the 1969 D penny. They ensure that your coin is getting into the hands of someone who knows what it's worth. There are niche groups where collectors meet, share their collections, and trade or sell coins. If you're looking for a more personal selling experience, these can be great options. So, to recap, the 1969 D Lincoln penny with a double die error is one of the most valuable coins in circulation, potentially worth up to $1.5 million in the right condition. If you think you've got one, remember to inspect the date, the inscriptions, and the mint mark for signs of doubling. If you're interested in selling your coins online, make sure to get your coins graded, find the right marketplace, and always do your research. Who knows? You could be sitting on a small fortune. 1976 D Lincoln 1-cent penny, which has recently been valued at an incredible $1.4 million. Now, when you think of the 1976 Lincoln penny, you might think it's just another common coin. After all, the U.S. Mint produced billions of these pennies that year in celebration of America's bicentennial. But there's something about the 1976 D that makes it one of the most sought-after coins in the world. Let's explore why. 1976 was a monumental year for the United States, marking 200 years since the Declaration of Independence was signed. To commemorate this historic event, the U.S. Mint produced special bicentennial coins, including a redesigned quarter, half dollar, and a special penny. However, what makes the 1976 D penny unique is a rare, unforeseen mistake in the minting process that only a few collectors managed to catch. Now, what is it about the 1976 D that makes it stand out? Well, some of these pennies were struck with a unique error. A small portion of these coins was struck with double dies, which means the details on the coin are imprinted twice, creating a noticeable doubling effect. This kind of error is extremely rare and extremely valuable. So, you might be wondering, how much is my 1976 D penny really worth? Well, the answer depends on the condition of the coin and if it has the famous double die error. In mint condition, a 1976 D penny can be worth anywhere from $20 to $50. But here's where things get wild. If you have one of the ultra-rare double die pennies, we're talking about $1.4 million in value. Don't just take my word for it. Recent auctions have proven that these rare double die 1976 D pennies can command jaw-dropping prices. For example, one of these error coins was sold at a major auction for over $1.4 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1.4 million for a penny. This is a true example of how a small mistake can lead to a massive payday. Now that we've piqued your interest, let's get to the exciting part. How do you know if your 1976 D penny is worth a small fortune? The key is to look for the doubling effect on the coin's lettering and numbers. For example, check the date 1976 and Liberty on the front of the coin. If you see a noticeable shadow or duplication of the letters, you might have a double die error penny on your hands. Once you've identified your penny as a potential double die error, it's time to think about its condition. Coins are graded based on their wear and tear, with grades ranging from poor to mint state. A penny in pristine condition will fetch much more than one with significant wear. So, make sure to keep your penny in a safe, dry place, away from excessive handling or damage. Now, if you're lucky enough to find one of these rare pennies, the next question is, where can you sell it for the best price? There are a few great options. Online platforms like eBay, heritage auctions, and other trusted coin marketplaces are great places to start. You can also reach out to coin dealers or even auction houses that specialize in rare and valuable coins. If you're considering selling coins for a profit, it's worth noting that coin collecting can be a fantastic investment. Rare coins like the 1970-60 Lincoln penny not only hold value but also appreciate over time. So, don't just think of them as old currency. Think of them as valuable assets that could be the key to your financial future. To sum it up, the 1970-60 Lincoln penny with the double die error is one of the most valuable and sought-after coins in today's market, with examples fetching over $1 million at auction. So, before you sell any old coins, take a close look. Your loose change might just be worth more than you think. If you've enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you never miss out on more valuable coin tips. And as always, happy hunting! 1988 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. This coin is worth far more than you might think, up to $1.8 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1.8 million. But why? Stick around, because I'm going to break down everything you need to know about this rare coin, including how you can sell it online. You don't want to miss this. So let's talk about this coin. The 1988 Lincoln 1-cent penny is a standard coin that you might find in your pocket change. However, the key detail here is the lack of a mint mark. Typically, pennies from this year would have either an D for Denver or an S for San Francisco. But this specific 1988 penny with no mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and that's where the mystery begins. But hold on, you're probably asking, why is this particular penny so valuable? I mean, after all, it's just a penny. Let's take a deeper dive into what makes this coin so special. To start, you should know that most coins are worth more based on their rarity, condition, and historical significance. While there are millions of regular 1988 pennies out there, the 1988 no mint mark penny is an anomaly. Mint marks are placed on coins to indicate where they were struck, and the Philadelphia Mint traditionally didn't use a mint mark on coins produced there. But here's the thing, this no mint mark error became very rare in 1988. So, how rare is this coin? Very rare. There are only a few known examples of the 1988 no mint mark penny in circulation, and that's part of why they're so valuable. In fact, it's rumored that only a few hundred of these coins exist. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. Let's fast forward to today. How much is this penny actually worth? While most 1988 pennies are worth just 1 cent, the 1988 no mint mark penny, especially in excellent condition, can fetch anywhere from a few hundred to a few $1,000s. But in 2019, one of these coins, graded at MS-68, was sold for a staggering $1.8 million at auction. This was a record-breaking sale, making the 1988 no mint mark penny one of the most valuable coins from the 1980s. Now, let's talk about condition. If you have one of these rare 1988 pennies in excellent condition, it can be worth a lot more. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to perfect, or MS-70. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. The 1988 no mint mark penny that sold for $1.8 million was graded MS-68, which means it was nearly perfect, just a couple of tiny imperfections. So how do you know if your penny is in top condition? Well, first, let's talk about coin grading. You'll want to look for things like sharpness in the details, clean surfaces, and minimal wear. A coin that has been circulated and shows signs of wear and tear will naturally have a lower value. On the other hand, if your penny looks like it just came off the minting press, then you might be in luck. But what if you have this penny and you're wondering what to do next? How can you sell it, and how do you get it valued correctly? There are a few simple steps to follow, and I'll walk you through it. Get your coin properly graded. I highly recommend sending it to a reputable third-party grading service like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS. A professional grading will help determine its true value and give you a certified, trustworthy grade. This is especially important if you think your coin is in mint condition. Research and find buyers. There are many places where you can sell your coin online, from auction sites like eBay to specialized coin dealers and marketplaces. Before you list your coin, do a little research on what similar coins have been sold for. Know the market trends. Coin values can fluctuate based on demand and collector interest. So, if you're not in a rush, you might want to keep an eye on the market for a few months or even years before selling. Listing your coin online. When you list it online, make sure to include clear, high-quality photos showing all angles of the coin, as well as close-ups of any unique features, like the lack of a mint mark. Be honest about the coin's condition. Buyers appreciate transparency. Be patient. Rare coins like the 1988 no mint mark penny don't always sell overnight. But with the right information, a solid listing, and a little bit of patience, you might be holding on to a small fortune. The 1988 no mint mark Lincoln penny is not just a simple penny. It's a rare, valuable piece of history that could potentially be worth up to $1.8 million. If you have one in excellent condition, it's time to take a closer look and perhaps get it graded. And remember, whether you're buying, selling, or just learning about coins, make sure you're doing it with the right knowledge. 1994 Lincoln penny, yes, one from the 90s, could be worth up to $1.5 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, stick with me because today, we're diving deep into why this specific penny is so valuable and how you can make sure you're not sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it. Before we jump into the details, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We've got a ton of exciting content coming up on rare coins, how to spot them, and where to sell them online for top dollar. Let's get started. So, let's talk about the 1994 Lincoln 1-cent penny. It was minted just over 30 years ago, but what makes it so special? Typically, most US coins will have a mint mark. You know, the small letter D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But the 1994 penny, well, some of them don't have any mint mark at all. That's right, a 1994 penny with an O mint mark could be one of the rarest, and most valuable, coins out there. Now you might be thinking, wait, I've got a ton of 1994 pennies. How do I know if mine is worth $1 million? Great question. Let me break it down. To understand why this penny is so valuable, let's start with the basics. Most pennies from the 1990s are either minted in Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco, and they will have a mint mark, either P, D, or S. But in 1994, something unusual happened. A batch of pennies that were supposed to be minted in Philadelphia didn't have a mint mark, which is the key to its rarity. Normally, pennies minted in Philly do have the P, but during 1994, due to an oversight or error, the coins left the mint without one. This mistake, while small, created a valuable rarity. Now let's get to the good stuff, the money. A 1994 penny with an O mint mark can be worth anywhere from $100 to $1.5 million. I know, it's a huge range, but it all depends on the coin's condition. If you have one that is graded as mint state, MS 65 or higher by a professional grading service, it could fetch a fortune. Why such a huge price gap? It all comes down to rarity and condition. Most of the 1994 pennies with no mint mark were made in very large quantities, which means finding one in perfect condition, especially one without any signs of wear or tarnish, can be extremely rare. So, how do you know if your 1994 penny is the rare one? First, you want to check for a mint mark, or the lack of one. Look at the obverse side of the penny, where Lincoln's portrait is. If there's no D or S under the date, you've got a possible winner. Once you've checked for the absence of a mint mark, you need to check the condition of your penny. Coins that are in great shape, especially with little to no wear on Lincoln's portrait or the lettering, are more likely to be worth a premium. Next up, grading. The value of any coin is heavily influenced by its grade, which refers to its condition. Coin graders use a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being perfect. For a 1994 no mint mark penny, you're aiming for at least a grade of MS 65 to get into that high-value territory. Don't worry if you're not an expert in coin grading. There are professional grading services like PCGS or NGC that can help. You can send your coins in for them to evaluate and assign a grade, which can drastically increase your penny's resale value. Okay, now that you've found your rare penny and gotten it graded, where can you sell it for top dollar? The best place to sell your rare coins is online, where the market for rare and collectible coins is huge. Sites like eBay, heritage auctions, and even specialized coin marketplaces like Great Collections are great options for getting maximum value. Just make sure to take high-quality photos of your coin, showing off its condition and any unique features, like that lack of a mint mark. When selling your coins online, make sure to be transparent about the coin's condition. List the grade, include close-up shots, and provide a description that highlights the coin's rarity. If you're new to selling, it might be helpful to consult with a professional coin dealer to ensure you're pricing it appropriately. Also, remember to research similar sales and see what other 1994 no-mint mark pennies are going for before setting your price. The market can fluctuate, but if you have a gem, you could be looking at an auction that hits six figures. So, there you have it. A 1994 no-mint mark penny could be worth $1.5 million, depending on its condition and rarity. If you think you've got one, don't just let it sit in a jar. Get it checked, get it graded, and maybe get ready to cash in on a serious payday. 1995 D Lincoln 1-cent penny coin. Stick around, because this coin could be worth more than you ever imagined. $1.8 million, to be exact. Let's break it down so you can learn how this tiny penny is making huge waves in the world of coin collecting. The 1995 D Lincoln penny is not your average 1-cent coin. Minted by the U.S. Mint in Denver, this penny was released as part of the regular circulation series. But what makes it stand out from the other pennies minted that year? Well, it all comes down to a rare minting error that turned this coin into a highly valuable collector's item. So what happened? The 1995 D Lincoln penny is famous for a rare minting error, a double die reverse error. This happens when the die used to strike the coins is improperly aligned, causing the details, like the lettering and the design of Abraham Lincoln, to appear doubled or even tripled. When this error occurred, it was highly unusual and rare, making this penny far more valuable than its face value of just 1 cent. In fact, the 1995 D double die reverse penny has become a legendary find in the world of numismatics. But of course, not all 1995 D pennies have this error. That's why the ones with this specific flaw are worth so much more. Now, let's talk about condition. A coin's value isn't just determined by the rarity of the error, it also depends on its condition. The 1995 D double die reverse penny that fetched an incredible $1.8 million was in mint condition, meaning it was almost flawless with sharp, clear details. Coins that are well preserved are much more valuable than ones that are worn or damaged. So if you find a 1995 D penny that looks pristine, chances are it might be worth more than you think. But how can you tell if your coin is in top condition? Here are a few things to check for. To spot the double die reverse error, start by looking at the reverse side of the coin, the side with the pluribus unum and the Lincoln Memorial. You'll notice the doubling in the lettering and the design details. The most noticeable areas are usually the America inscription, where the letters appear to be double struck. The uni pluribus is another spot you'll want to check. Take a magnifying glass or a good set of coins and examine these areas carefully. If you see clear signs of doubling, you might have yourself a very valuable coin. In 2009, a 1995 D double die reverse penny was sold for a staggering $1.8 million at auction. This coin set the coin collecting world on fire. It was the perfect example of how a simple error can transform a coin from a regular penny into an incredibly valuable piece of history. The buyer? A serious coin collector who recognized the potential of this rare find. And now, collectors and dealers are constantly on the lookout for these unique 1995 D pennies. So, if you think you have a 1995 D double die reverse penny, how do you go about selling it? There are a few great ways to get top dollar for your rare coins. First, you can list it on auction sites like eBay, where coin enthusiasts from around the world will see it. Just make sure to get it authenticated by a reputable grading service before listing it. This can help boost your coin's value. You could also check out specialized coin dealers who buy and sell rare coins. If you're not sure where to start, some online forums and communities can connect you with trusted buyers. One last thing, before you sell your 1995 D penny, get it graded. Coins are graded based on their condition, and the higher the grade, the higher the value. The professional grading services like PCGS or NGC will assess the coin's quality and provide a grade, which will help you determine its true market value. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into the 1995 D Lincoln penny, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss another coin-related video. And remember, if you find a rare coin, it could be worth more than you think. 1998 No Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. And trust me, you'll want to hear about the jaw-dropping value of this coin today. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll know everything you need to recognize and understand the worth of this incredible penny. So, let's start by taking a look at this beauty. This is the 1998 Lincoln 1-cent, and what's so special about this particular penny is its lack of a mint mark. Typically, coins from the United States have a mint mark, showing where they were made: Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. But for some mysterious reason, the 1998 penny has no mint mark, and that's what makes it so incredibly rare and valuable. Now, before we dive into why the 1998 no mint mark penny is so valuable, let's quickly go over what a mint mark actually is. Mint marks are small letters that tell you where a coin was produced. Philadelphia mint coins don't typically have a mint mark, Denver mint coins are marked with a D, San Francisco mint coins are marked with an S. Coins that were struck at the Philadelphia Mint in 1998 would usually have a P mint mark, but as we'll see, this coin is missing that mark entirely. And that's what makes this penny so rare. So, why is this no mint mark penny so valuable? Well, in 1998, the US Mint made a small batch of pennies that came out of the Philadelphia Mint with no mint mark. At first, it wasn't clear how many of these coins were actually released. Coin collectors and experts believe that they may have been struck as part of a special series or even a mistake during production. The 1998 no mint mark Lincoln penny is very rare because of this minting anomaly. While most 1998 pennies from Philadelphia would have a P mint mark, this one doesn't, and that's where the value comes in. The rarity and uniqueness of this coin make it incredibly desirable to collectors. Now, let's talk about how much this coin could be worth today. If you've got a 1998 no mint mark Lincoln penny, you could be holding something worth up to $1.60 million. That's right. This rare penny has been selling for staggering amounts at auctions. In fact, some of these pennies have sold for over $1.6 million. So, if you think you have one of these rare pennies lying around in your collection or even tucked away in an old jar, it might be time to get it checked out by a professional coin dealer or appraiser. So, how do you know if you have this valuable penny? Here are a few quick tips to help you identify it. It has to be from 1998. Check the reverse side of the coin. There should be no mint mark, which means there will be no P, D, or S next to the date. Like with any rare coin, the condition of the penny is key. If it's in pristine condition, it could fetch a much higher price than one that is worn down from years of circulation. Look closely at the coin and inspect the details. Sometimes it's easy to overlook something small like this, but a coin's value can skyrocket based on these subtle differences. Now, for those of you who are wondering how to sell your 1998 no mint mark penny, or any valuable coin you might find online, here's what you need to do. Get your coin appraised. Before you sell, it's always a good idea to get your coin appraised by a professional. You can take it to a certified numismatist or use reputable online coin grading services to assess the value. Websites like eBay, Heritage Auctions, and Great Collections are great places to sell rare coins. Make sure to do your research on the platform before listing your item. When selling your coin online, be sure to include high-quality images and detailed descriptions. Mention the year, the lack of a mint mark, and any other important details about the coin's condition. By doing this, you'll increase the chances of getting top dollar for your penny. But always remember, authentication is crucial, especially with coins worth a significant amount. Coin collecting has always been a popular hobby, and it's no surprise that it continues to grow. Collectors love the history, the rarity, and, of course, the potential for profit when it comes to rare coins. Coins like the 1998 no mint mark penny are an example of how collecting coins can turn into a rewarding pursuit. Plus, for many, It's just fascinating to think about how these coins were made and the stories they carry with them. So, to wrap up, if you come across a 1998 no mint mark Lincoln penny, you might just be holding a rare treasure worth over $1 million. But always make sure to get your coins appraised and authenticated before selling them. And remember that condition plays a huge role in how much it will be worth. If you're thinking about selling old coins online, make sure you do your research and work with trusted platforms to ensure you get the best value for your collection. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon so you never miss out on another coin discovery. We've got a coin that's rocking the numismatic world. A 2015 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. Sounds like just another penny, right? Well, stick around, because this coin is worth $1.9 million. Yes, you heard that right. Now, before you go digging through your change jar, let's break down why this coin is so valuable and what makes it special. If you've got old pennies sitting in your collection, especially if they're from 2015, it might just be time to take a closer look. You don't want to miss out on a rare find like this. So, let's dive in. The 2015 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is a modern mystery in the world of coin collecting. Now, most pennies minted in the United States have a mint mark that tells you where the coin was produced: Denver, D, Philadelphia, P, or San Francisco, S. But for the 2015 penny, the mint mark was missing altogether, which is unusual, to say the least. It was expected that these coins would either have the Philadelphia mint mark, or none at all, if they were struck at the Philadelphia Mint. So, why does this matter? Well, there's a lot of speculation around this. Some believe the error occurred because the mint had a temporary problem with their minting machinery. Others think it was a deliberate omission or mistake during production. Whatever the cause, this error made these coins stand out, and coin collectors noticed. Let's talk about why these pennies matter to collectors. Coins with minting errors are highly sought after in the numismatic world. Why? Because they're rare and, well, they tell a story about the coin's production process. Think about it. If you came across a coin that had something different, something rare about it, you'd definitely want to know its story. It's no different in the world of coins. A coin with an error is a piece of history. Okay, so let's break down exactly what we have here. The 2015 no mint mark Lincoln penny, for the most part, looks like any other Lincoln penny you'd find in your pocket. The front has President Abraham Lincoln's portrait, just like the classic design we're all familiar with. And on the back, you've got the Union Shield, the symbol of American strength. The real standout difference is the absence of the mint mark. Normally, the mint mark can be found near the base of the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, just to the right of the coin. But in this era coin, it's completely missing, making it a very rare find indeed. Now, here's where things get really interesting: the current market value of these 2015 no mint mark pennies. At first, when these were discovered, they didn't seem like they'd be worth much. After all, they were just pennies. But as collectors started to notice their rarity, and more of them were getting graded by professional organizations like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, (NGC), and Professional Coin Grading Service, (PCGS), their value started to skyrocket. Fast forward to today, and the highest grade 2015 no mint mark Lincoln penny can fetch up to $1.9 million at auction. Yes, that's $1 million penny. Why such a high value? Well, the rarity of the error is what drives the price. Only a handful of these coins are known to exist in such high grades, and that scarcity makes them extremely valuable to collectors. Now, I know what you're thinking: is this really something that I have in my pocket? Well, let's talk about how you can tell if you've got one of these coins. First, check the mint mark area. Remember, it should either have a D, a P, or no mint mark at all. If you don't see anything, there's a chance it could be a 2015 no mint mark penny. Next, the coin needs to be in relatively good condition. The better the condition, the more valuable the coin is. Coins in mint state condition, which means they have no wear and tear, are the ones that are worth the most. If you think you have one of these rare coins, I recommend having it professionally graded by a trusted service like PCGS or NGC. A professional grading service will evaluate the coin's quality and assign it a grade. The higher the grade, the more valuable it will be. Coins graded MS-70 are considered to be in perfect condition, and that's the grade you'll want if you're looking for top dollar. The 2015 no-mint mark pennies that have been graded MS-70 are the ones selling for the highest prices. Now, let's talk about selling these rare pennies. If you're thinking about selling your old coins online, here are a few tips. First, make sure you get your coins appraised by a professional so you know exactly what you're working with. There are a ton of platforms where you can sell rare coins, like eBay, heritage auctions, and even local coin shops that may offer online services. When you list a coin for sale, make sure you include high-quality photos and clear descriptions of the coin's condition, the minting error, and the fact that it's a 2015 no-mint mark penny. Buyers want to know exactly what they're purchasing, and the more transparency you provide, the more likely you are to get a good deal. Remember, coins like these don't come around every day, so if you think you've got a 2015 no-mint mark penny, it might be time to take action. Whether you're collecting or looking to sell, make sure to do your research and check for those valuable errors. Alright, folks, that's all for today's video. I hope this helped you understand the value of the 2015 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny and why it's worth $1.9 million. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. And if you have any questions or have your own coins to share, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear about your coin hunting adventures.